Alright, thanks as always for tuning into this episode of Gears Tactics. This episode is, as always, done on the insane difficulty with no death. Everything, really, is in the description. Ways to support me, as I'm a small channel. I've got a Discord, Twitter, Twit, links to directly support, and there's a playlist for all of the missions. So if you see a mission that you're a bit stuck on, check out the playlist. Alright folks, it is Mission Fiery Basilisk. Judging by the name, it sounds like it's going to be a spicy one. Let's see if we can deal with this one. We're bringing in Sid and Stotty here, aka the Bolton Bomber, aka Green Lantern. So, we are on a two-man mission, and we must rescue the pods. These always seem to be my favourite kind of missions. I don't know if they're particularly the most fun or the most difficult. I just kind of like cracking open the pod and seeing what kind of randomly generated character is going to come out with what kind of weapon and combo. Yeah, I don't know, I just kind of find it amusing, really. So this mission, I pushed Stotty way up and was like, oh god, hello, there's 4 tickers right there. So I chain reacted them and managed to actually kill 4 in one. Again, they surprised me. I wasn't ready for that, but they were there. And then I shoved everybody up. Well, I say everyone. I pushed Stotty and Sid up as far as I could go. And then ended my turn. We see a Cantus at the back of the first pod. And again, when I go to do these rescue the pod missions, I just pick the pod I'm gonna open first at random. There's no rhyme or reason, it's just okay, let's go for this one. Alright, so I kind of made some mistakes here. I'll talk you through the mistakes. The first one is I spammed the grenades to get them out of Overwatch. But realistically, I'm not going to do anything anyway with Overwatch. And then I panicked they might push me, so I tagged a grenade in case they climbed in that pit, and then I pushed Sid up to throw another grenade, but they're in cover, they've been buffed up by the Cantus, and they just don't really take any damage. It's not like it's a bad move, but it's kind of wasteful, and I probably should have just sat back and rifled. However, if you watch the last video, I just came off a run that took me 4 hours. And this one I wanted to wrap up quick, so I was playing pretty fast and free, shall we say. Hence why Sid's now in a pit with a grenade, taking a 75% chance shot. Fast and loose, I guess, is the technical playstyle. And I pushed Stotty up here to deal with this downed guy and just Overwatch. Then I was like, yeah, I will Overwatch. Should I? And I Overwatched. And I'll tell you where I made the mistake here. I actually killed these two, right? And what I should have done on this maneuver, I'll show you. So the Cantus raises up the enemy and he gets pushed back into this. Now you can see what's going to happen. I'm going to get crossed by this guy. And I just didn't think at the time what to do. Now, so what happens is I intimidate and I break free, and that's great. I then choose to execute this enemy in front of me because that's going to give me an extra move point. Now what I could have done, because Sid is now protected behind a wall, is Stotty could have opened the door, the gate, the pod, right? Instead I pushed up and Overwatch to try sort of, I was thinking like, should I shoot, should I Overwatch, and I shot the Cantus, and because the second shot crit, I was like, oh, I should finish him off. But I should have ran back. I should have just, rather than shooting the Cantus, I should have opened up the pod with Stotty and then killed the Cantus with whoever popped out. However, because I opened the pod and Dr. Disrespect pops out, Stotty's now stuck in cover. And basically the checkpoint was, every time I reloaded this checkpoint, this guy here that I threw a grenade at would instantly kill Stotty on this bit. You see, like this? He tanked it that time. Effectively, I had to restart that checkpoint like 12 times in a row to get a save where he actually didn't. kill me. So that was kind of save scumming. It's the first time I've kind of checkpoint scummed. But it was just a misplay in the sense of I should have just got Stotty to open up the cage and use the rock as cover. Instead I sat him in cover and just wasn't sure what was going on. Anyway, we push up with our friend the scout, and he blows his cantus into a million chunks like we like to see. And this guy, I was just on tilt, so I had to kill him to get him to stop killing Stotty, basically. So Stotty then finally could grenade him because I'd made him a little bit weaker. And I eventually got out of the situation, but to be honest, I should have restarted this mission, and I shouldn't have got Stotty so low, because now the remainder of the mission just became so much slower and so much more difficult because he basically has no HP. And I don't have any way to heal him. So, yeah, if I was, I'd recommend rather than, you know, sticking out, I'd probably restart if you had a bad start, because the start's really simple to this mission. So if you get a bad one, just restart. I was on tilt though, let's just say that. I think I actually was on tilt. I've not been on tilt with tactics before, tilt tactics, but I think I was on tilt this game. Alright, so obviously 2-3 shotgunners, you got to deal with them. If they hit you, you're dead. Throw the shock out, throw the grenade out, shell shock them. 90% chance to hit. Is this shotgun coded by the coalition? Probably, because he missed. Finally got the chunk I needed, and he goes down. Next we've got a 100% shot, finally, so he's not going to miss that one. And I figured, well, I'll just open fire and finish him off. You know, the mission becomes a lot more difficult here because I cannot actually, yeah, I can't get hit at all. So I pushed Sid up, finished this guy off, because there has been a few occasions where people have got revived, and I just didn't want to take that chance. Now you will notice it's a turn-based mission, and I'm making it more difficult because I'm having to play so damn slow because I'm terrified of being one-shot. Okay, so I've skipped a few steps here. What basically happened was I spent 3 turns, maybe even 4 turns I think, pushing up. I just played it really slow, nothing happened. Eventually I get Sid up on the block. I bring Stotty finally in, and the reason it took so long was I'm putting Stotty way at the back because I'm trying to check, there's definitely nothing coming, there's definitely nobody there, and I'm leaving him way at the back. So really, I have got 3 characters alive, but I'm kind of playing with 1 and a half because the scout isn't doing much at the moment.
Yeah.
Alright, so we got pinned down here, and luckily, when I intimidated, the guy behind cover was in range, just about. And then I used a little 2-step, a little 1-2 step here, because I didn't want to step here and shoot, so I wanted a 1-shot, so I retro charged him. Excellent stuff. And then, what did we have? We had 1-2 guys down below. I thought, right, I'll nade this sniper out because the snipers are super difficult to deal with. And then we've got 1 guy left. I could push Stotty up to this block and just end the turn, not take any chances here. There's only 2 turns remaining. I was like, okay, I actually want to touch the pod here, so I pushed the scout up. He went down the ladder, touched the pod and cracked it open. And I was like, okay, we've got a checkpoint. Out comes this guy with his COVID-19 mask on. And he can actually instantly bayonet charge this guy from behind. And he saves the day. And it's battlefield cleared. Now, taking a couple of turns, I actually slowly push everybody up to this wall. And you're going to see a drop ship here. Drop off some shotgunners. I'm believing I see there 3 shotgunners, 3 wretches. Even more have been dropped off, another 4. So we got like 7 wretches, 3 shotgun guys to deal with, and a guy on no HP. So I pushed everybody up and just thought, right, you know what, I'm going to overwatch the bridge. And just sit behind this block. Just hunker down, see what happens. They're all short range characters. And then I was like, holy shit, they just all lined up for me. And yeah, I think that's a 7-man name. So that certainly made things a lot easier. And then I pushed my remaining guys up and overwatched the bridge. But yeah, that grenade was pretty huge. That really saved me some turns there. And again, what I'm doing here is just, because the shotgun guys, they will just one-shot you, I'm just nading everything. I'm just trying to kill them. I don't really care about managing resources or whatever you want to call it. I just want to get them killed. So I'm killing as many as I can, and with anyone that's left, I'm just going to try Overwatch and keep my distance. So yeah, it's a bit like Nade City here, isn't it? But it's what you got to do. What you got to do when the Nashers are pushing you. And you can see I actually haven't popped Stotty up at all. You can see that flashing HP bar. He's just like way in the back overwatching, and he's safe to overwatch because he's not going to get shotgunned from a distance. So that's why I popped him up. So we have seen the exit now, and I was like, right, excellent. I'll push this guy up and scout. And it actually worked out really well. You know, it's the first time I've used a scout in the manner that it's probably meant to be used, and it really showed me how useful they can be. So I might bring a scout into my next mission, because it revealed that torpo. Like, I just wasn't, I would not have expected that torpo guy to be there, but because it was, it allowed me to play this fight way differently. So you're probably asking yourself, why didn't you grenade the torpo guy? Well, I chose not to, because the plan was to do this, was to do another little 2-step and chains and bayonet charge. However, I messed it up here, and you'll see the scout's actually in the way, and I was like, oh no, I've completely messed this up. So I ended up stepping a tiny bit to the left and then retro charging again.
You ready for this?
This time it connects. But I'm still kind of in trouble because, well, I've got 3 enemies in front of me. Now one's shell-shocked at the back, one's kind of staggering in front, and I'm going to just overwatch with everything I've got for this turn and just pray I survive. He luckily survives and then goes down. And then I was like, oh god, I'm kind of dead, aren't I? Actually managed to get him out of Overwatch with another Intimidate, and then I executed these 2 with separate characters, so I got 2 extra action points, which gave me enough action points to get the guy far away. I give him 5 action points, and it meant they all could reach the circle. And I just left that last guy there just to stand there, so bit of a hectic ending there, but a nice grenade. Thanks very much for watching. Appreciate you if you leave a like and a comment. Alright folks, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.